Voluntary counselling and testing services for HIV have now become relatively accessible to the mainstream of Kenya's urban populations and increasingly available to rural communities as well. However, this vital service has for a long time remained largely unavailable to night populations. To bridge this gap, Hope Worldwide Kenya initiated a 6-month pilot program dubbed Moonlight VCT in order to extend nighttime HIV counseling and testing services along the busy Mombasa-Busia highway.
When I first heard about Moonlight VCT, it was not in Kenya. It was long before I came to Kenya. I was in an international conference with people from all over the world when I heard somebody from Hope Worldwide presenting about Moonlight VCT. And people from countries all over the world were so impressed. They said, wow, Kenya's doing this? This is fantastic. What a wonderful idea.
It's actually an idea of our program manager, and it was done so that we could try and reach those harder to reach populations.
Moonlight VCT is actually just VCT that is taken to the night populations. So it is VCT that is done in a different setup, away from a standalone site, at a different time.
We have come to realize that this is essentially a service that reaches out just almost everyone in the community, and not just the truckers and sex workers. Like you could see possibly out where we are today, all these people are not truckers, all these people are not sex workers. These are just community members who are taking advantage of a good idea.
Alongside VCT, we have also targeted these night populations for other interventions, where we do trainings with them. We train, for instance, we train groups like DJs in the area of passing on behavior change communication, so they are able to reach their patrons. We also train the bar attendants as peer educators. They are also able to reach now the bar patrons at the time when they are actually serving them.
Moonlight VCT pilot had a lot of successes that I would say we witnessed. So many people thought the idea would not work, but it was amazing that as we started the program during the early stages, we had an overwhelming number of clients whom we could not sometimes be able to cope with.
Following the success of the pilot program, Moonlight VCT was officially launched in the town of Mariakani.
Mariakani looked to be the best place because Weybridge is near, which has so many lorries parked. And you remember our target groups were the truck drivers and the town. So Mariakani itself is a populated place with every kind and every type of people. Sex workers, they are in plenty. So that's why we chose Mariakani.
On behalf of Hope Worldwide and the partnership that we've pulled together to organize for this event, I want to say that the launch of Moonlight VCT presents us with an opportunity to do things differently. We acknowledge that we've had a lot of VCT services happening across the country, but then the concept of Moonlight VCT is about adjusting the service hours to be able to reach the hard to reach populations and to reach other groups that may not have accessed these services at night.
Nimefanya kazi na Hope Worldwide na ningependa kusema kwamba hii launch ya night testing ya HIV itaendelea. Kazi yetu tunafanya kwa usiku kwa sababu madereva wetu wanasafiri na kupumzika usiku.
As late afternoon gave way to evening, voluntary counseling and testing began and continued right through the night. Even as VCT services continued, a medical team from Nairobi and Kibwezi provided free treatment for common ailments and for sexually transmitted infections.
For a long time, sexually transmitted infections like syphilis were thought to be declining. However, when we attempted to provide services for this population, we realized that their other need was for treatment for a sexually transmitted infection. And this prompted us to, combine our service delivery to provide the treatment for sexually transmitted infections alongside voluntary counseling and testing.
Video discussions and skills demonstrations provided a forum for individuals to ask questions, deal with their feelings about issues pertaining to reproductive health, and learn from experts and from each other.
one of the other things that we have been able to do is pass information to the community as we provide the services, so that it is not necessary for everyone to go into the VCT room to get their questions answered or to get the information they need. We usually have a session where we use either tapes, and then we have discussions on those tapes. We also have health talks as the people are waiting. We normally do condom demonstration at the same time. The community is able to ask all their questions as they wait. We also are able to have like group information giving sessions before the clients can go in, so that we give them the basic information. This is able to help the client know some of the information they need as they go into the VCT.
By 2 a.m., when VCT counselors, facilitators, and medical staff wrapped up for the night, 88 people had access to VCT services. 5 nights later, a total of 322 VCT clients had been seen.
We work very closely with the communities that we're dealing with, so that everyone's a part of the success. Because we know we can't really do it by ourselves. We need the help and input of other people.
The setup is not your ordinary VCT site. It is a mobile site which requires a lot of other things, like setting up of tents, where you now have to acquire other skills. Also, there is the issue of security, which is a challenge, and where we now have to liaise with the police to be able to provide security during the night. There is also the fact that now you are dealing with a population that is more exposed to things like alcohol. So you have to really work with people who are maybe under the influence, helping them to be able to change their attitudes, and even just explaining to them why maybe you may not be able to test them.
As the moon descended from the Mariakani sky, the dawn of a new hope shone brightly. Hope to make a difference where none has been made before, among the previously overlooked and underserved, so that all individuals, regardless of location and occupation, are reached, cared for, and served by counseling, testing, and related services.
The future of Moonlight is here. This is the idea. This is what everyone is waiting to take advantage of. If we have to ensure that many people get to know their status, then we have to be in this for the long haul.
We really want this program to be a premier program that is as a prototype for prevention, care, and support services.
The only way we're going to stop HIV in this country, and the only way we're going to stop people from dying unnecessarily once they have HIV, is by getting tested. That's the #1 thing we have to do.